散らばるオーブ視覚に届かぬもの実体のない観測者全地を満たす繰り返すペンデュラムわずか少しの不純動機生命の木の果実は土に落ちた魔法のように不自然で狂気じみたこの儀式が自分を描く筆先で構えるのなら世界ごと否定する夢なそれはまるで全てを見透かすように不らちな力で嘲笑い至福に満たされゆく夢な桜をする描写で誇示するほど全知の力は覆り剥がれ落ちゆく仕組まれた奇跡へと
The intro ain't that good. It's alright. It's alright, I guess. He loves his intro. It's so good. Can you play something good? I heard this game can't be that good. I'm stopping the vid right there. Whatever. I'm stopping it. Just kidding. Has Erika Furi though, so it's good. Does it? I use the intro to prepare other things like connect my charger and such, so I don't actually pay attention. I just except audio. I crank it all the way up. That's why I mute my mic so it doesn't go through my mic. I think there has been an error. Your stream was completely free. Oh no! I got incorrect intel. My bad. Gotta cancel it now. And Ruby is not in the shower. This is all wrong. Streaming quota met. You can end stream now. Okay, man. Honestly, I said that I needed to stream now or never because I am about to get busy. So I hope we can finish a chapter, but we might have to cut the chapter shorter. But we'll see. Knowing me, we can finish the chapter though. That's what you just did by saying I didn't actually watch your interpreter. I like to listen to music. I don't like to look at music, bruv. Okay, whatever. After that, she to her bedroom. Jessica answered the phone call that had been transferred there. Didn't I read this already? Wait. No, I think I chose the wrong thing. Yeah, I chose the wrong save file. That's why I thought I read that already. Are y'all tanking? Why do y'all got the tank icon next to your name? Oh, you're right. Erika's seat was the lowest one in rank. I don't think that strokes my ego, you know, the whole thing I was saying last time about her white shoes indicating that she feels high and mighty, but in reality she's not, and then she puts in the lowest rank seat here, and that's it. Okay, whatever, moving on. Erika's seat was the lowest one in rank. In other words, it was the inferior end of the table. What? Ryukishi, please, let me read the story without being told what's going on. In other words, she is inferior and sucks and she's a little rat. Yeah, you write all that. Since Kinso's seat at the high end of the table was empty, if you spun the whole thing around, it sort of looked like Erika was the host of this dinner. My ego. You're on FP5, you should not be drunk like that.
Well then, everyone. I would like to begin today's dinner, if I may.
I'm so glad I wrote the manifesto. Now, every little thing that possibly indicates one of my manifesto points being correct just fills me with dopamine. What is this analysis? Just react to the hype of Zanara, please, streamer. I can't take much more. My bad. Sorry. After Godo's announcement, dinner began with the applause that had been almost customary. I don't know what cortisol means. I've seen it in the GIFs and the memes, but I have no idea what it possibly means. Okay. It was finally the beginning of the dinner orchestra conducted by Toshiro Goda. Except for Kraus's household, sitting at such a majestic dinner table was no everyday thing for these people by any means. However, they were all used to this event and acted as though it was completely normal. It means I don't car, okay. Once again, if anyone was to be surprised, it should have been Erika. And yet she showed no signs of amazement at this dinner and acted with composure, blending in with everyone else. There wasn't even a sliver of the fear one might expect from someone who had wandered here like a lost puppy. What an odd child. She doesn't seem the least bit flustered by the Ushiriya family's grandest dinner of the year. Kids these days have nerves of steel. Definitely not something I dislike.
Let's put it aside used to meals such as this one. She seems to be quite composed.
No kidding. She looks really experienced. Heck, I still get confused about which fork I'm supposed to use next. Was it this one or this one?
Without showing any confusion over the line of utensils in front of her, Erika gracefully ate her whole. Hideyoshi had started joking around with her, gripping a fork in each hand. Of course, the president of a company in the food service industry like Hideyoshi obviously knew his table manners. However, thinking that Erika must be nervous about this dinner, he had intentionally spoken with a comic tone of voice. I like her voice.
Just have to start on this one and work your way in. If that's a pain, then just ask for some chopsticks. If you're Japanese, you got to love chopsticks.
Raw racism? I mean, she's not wrong, but the way she said it was a bit weird.
Chopsticks are so great. Just one pair of those and you can deal with any kind of food.
As soon as she began talking about chopsticks, her eyes started glittering. The smile she now showed for the first time was far different from the dignity she displayed before, more like something you expect from someone her age. But even you would use a spoon for curry and rice, wouldn't you? Excuse me. Ew, her face.
Just make it a donburi bowl. Is there anyone who eats beef bowls with a spoon? Of course not. For the Japanese, it's absolutely positively totally chopsticks. So, Koda-san, would you mind bringing me some chopsticks? I want to show everyone how a true Japanese person should eat without any shame. By the way, what are we eating next?
Well, unfortunately, that would be soup.
As she imitated a striking gesture, Erika winked at everyone. Cue audience laughter. That was my actual laugh. They actually cued in the audience laughter. Of course, no one was laughing at her. She obviously knew that soup came after Ubel in a full course meal. Furthermore, Erika had noticed both that she'd been performing too perfectly and creating a sense of tension, and that Hideyoshi had tried to break the ice because he thought she was nervous. That's why she started acting a little childish and lighthearted, acting out the part of a guest enjoying a harmonious dinner. Pretty soon, not only Kairi but everyone else caught on. Though she was an uninvited guest, she was apparently worthy of participating in an Ushirimiya family dinner. Cat face. Chopsticks for every food, what about ice soup? Can you put a black square on the right side of the screen so I can see it? Calm down. Calm down. Smart kid. Did she really just come here by coincidence? Don't tell me you secretly called your illegitimate child to today's family conference, Nissan. Funny, what a coincidence, huh?
It seems she even has the smarts to brighten the mood, and her manners are simply wonderful. It wouldn't be bad at all to have with this girl as a daughter. That's pretty cruel. Where does that leave Jessica-chan?
That's mean, Rudolph Nissan. What's wrong, Jessica-chan? Headache? I get the feeling my reputation's taking a dive. Well, if you're a daughter of the head family, you'd better not let her beat you. Try using those table manners and dignity Annatsu is always treating you with, and fight back.
I wanna see table manners.
Hey, jumping around is bad manners. Come on, Jessica-chan. Show us how it's done. Sure, of course. Jessica straightened up so much that it looked like someone had poked her in the back with a pole. She had good posture, but it somehow lacked elegance. She looked, well, kind of like a triangle ruler. She sat at attention with her gaze fixed straight ahead, tried to bring her food to her mouth despite this, and failed miserably. Daddy was sitting next to her, suddenly realized that something was up.
What's wrong, Jessica-chan? Stomachache?
Jessica turned bright red. Oh, sorry, I couldn't help myself. We laughed our heads off. Jessica protested, still bright red. Annatsuki scolded us for being too improper. Oh, no matter how much we tried to smooth it over, we are who we are. We couldn't pretend any longer. Still, the laugh really did help us to relax. We were so concerned about the great guest sitting nervous, we'd gotten even more nervous ourselves. Our chatter from the center of this long table spread to both ends, and ultimately the dinner went even more smoothly than usual. With some delicious cheese and coffee, our peaceful meal came to an end. Goda won unanimous claim. Goda won unanimous acclaim and was praised by all his skill by all present. After a short period of harmony following the meal, it was decided that we would return to the guest house. Normally, dinner tended to have a very dark atmosphere about it, and the adults would often keep that mood as they moved straight on to the family conference. However, perhaps because this year's dinner had been oddly peaceful, everyone decided to take a break, the adults included. After eating, taking a bath, and relaxing while watching TV, I wonder if they'll gather again in the mansion with all this rain and resume that high-tension family conference of theirs. I'd rather not think about it. Apparently Aunt Eva was getting really worked up trying to convince the rest to start the family conference right away, but it didn't look like that many people agreed with her. They would probably call it quits after the night. Since they had guest house duty, Goda-san and Kumasawa-san were chosen to guide us to the guest house. It's gotta be tough for Goda-san. Even after making and cleaning up such an extravagant dinner, he also has the late night shift at the guest house. I heard that Kumasawa-san, old as she was, would be going to sleep soon. It seems she was assigned a spare room.
Allow me to guide everyone to the guest house. Erika-sama, a room has been prepared for you.
Thank you very much.
Why not rest a bit? Are you sure you feel okay? That's right. I totally forgot it, but you nearly drowned and floated here, didn't you, Erika-chan? You'd probably be better off taking it easy and getting to bed early tonight.
I'm perfectly fine. On the contrary, I'm so nervous and excited that I doubt I could get any sleep. Then let us play. Let's all play together. Let's play cards.
Maria latched onto her, giggling. Oh. This lack of restraint peculiar to youth was very much like Maria. However, we really should be concerned for Erika's physical condition now. Maria, why don't you play cards with us? Erika on each other is tired.
I like cards too. Please let me join you after I had a short break. Alright.
Oh boy.
Who is that?
As she passed through the lobby of the entrance hall, Erika stopped walking. When she saw what she was looking at, the rest of us also stopped.
Oh, that is the Golden Witch Beatrice-sama.
The Golden Witch.
What are you doing, brats? Go on and head back to the guest house.
Dad, Kairi-san, Aunt Eva, Uncle Hideyoshi, and Aunt Rosa all came over. The entire guest house party had gathered. However, Erika's gaze was captured by the portrait of the witch, and she simply stared at it for a while.
Yeah. Supposedly that is the stash of gold, hidden gold worth 20 billion yen. And this epitaph shows you where the gold is hidden.
Perhaps it was too early for them all to disperse into their individual rooms, because the relatives who had returned to the guest house all gathered on the first floor continuing their chat. The topic was the witch's epitaph, which Erika had taken an interest in.
It really is a fascinating riddle. He stuck it out in a place where anyone could see it, challenging our intelligence. I love that kind of challenge.
Oh, you seem surprisingly interested, Erika-chan. Do you like solving riddles or something?
Don't challenges like this seem interesting? It seems pretty clear that Kinso-san wants to use that epitaph to choose his successor.
When she said that, the adult stopped moving, and slowly turned to face Erika. Why do you think that? Aunt Eva spoke with a coaxing voice, though every now and then there had been whisperings among the relatives that whoever solved the epitaph riddle might be given the family inheritance. This had been no more than wishful thinking, since such a thing had never been specifically stated. And yet, though she had only read it once, this outsider had already reached that conclusion. How had she come to it? No, that's not the problem. If you solve the epitaph, you can become the next head. She wasn't trying to make it sound like wishful thinking, but an outright fact. So they closed the knot around Erika, asking why she was so sure. Smile Soiri.
It's very common for an extremely rich person to relinquish his or her wealth to the solver of some sort of riddle. Furthermore, Kinso-san didn't publish his epitaph in the newspaper, but displayed it in his mansion. That means the riddle is directed at the people in this mansion.
You're right. Since it's inside the mansion, there's no way for someone who can enter the mansion to solve it. So that means grandfather has been challenging the people here.
Good. Well thought. Just for the simple fact that the epitaph's inside the mansion, it's possible to figure out that much.
At first, this Furudo Erika girl seemed to be the fairly silent type, but that apparently wasn't the case. As she grew excited by the challenge to a game of wits, she became much more talkative than I imagined.
I see. Well, it does make sense that the epitaph inside a mansion would be...
This song is so good! Oh my gosh.
So the mansion would be there so the people in the mansion could read it.
But can you really be so sure that the one who solved it would be given the headship too?
If the treasure gained by solving the riddle was something small, I wouldn't even have considered that.
That's right. The hidden gold is worth 20 billion. You might consider that gold itself to be the wealth of the Ushiramiya family.
Inheriting something like that would be almost the same as inheriting the Ushiramiya family itself. In other words, this riddle of the gold's hiding place buried within the epitaph is nothing less than a way of selecting the de facto successor of the Ushiramiya family.
The idea that the one who solved the epitaph would be chosen as the successor would have passed around by some of the relatives for a while now. However, since it had never been specifically announced, it was nothing more than an optimistic dream. Thinking this, they decided to abandon all consideration of the point until the details were made clear. Erika had clearly declared that this uncertain point was, in fact, true. If one of the relatives has said it, people would have thought it to be merely an optimistic dream. However, when this was declared by a complete outsider, those words seemed even more credible. Everyone remained silent for a while, slowly considering what those words implied.
Simply by the existence of the epitaph in this place, this level of reasoning is possible for Furudo Erika. What do you think, everyone?
Sorry to butt in, but my dad's the successor. Finding the gold would be one thing, but that doesn't mean you get to be the head, right? Jessica thought the treasure hunting part of the epitaph was really fun. However, she couldn't help but let her expression grow bitter once they started talking about undermining her father's decision.
By using deductive reasoning based upon my theory, it seems likely that Kinzo-san doesn't want the successor Craft-san to inherit the position too smoothly.
Why's that?
Becoming the head of the Umineko family with all of the vast wealth it entails would mean gaining a great deal of influence in a political sense. So, under no circumstances, the succession should be overseen rigorously without letting any element of chance creep into that equation.
That's right. It happens a lot in those stories about Sengoku military commanders that my husband loves. When there are multiple candidates for the successor, it just usually results in an internal squabble.
That's right. That's why it's important to clearly specify a successor so you can avoid any trouble. Sometimes there's even a purge of all the competing successors.
Go. The Sengoku commander Hideyoshi admired Toyotomi Hideyoshi made his son-in-law Hidesugu commit seppuku. But it was rumored that he might have done this to make Hideyori, who was his real son and born after Hidesugu, his true heir. In other words, naming a successor was a way to make it generally known that a single unique person would be acknowledged by everyone, and a way to remove any chance of another person becoming an opposing candidate.
Good. That's exactly right. The only purpose of an epitaph like that would be to cast doubt on Craft-san's position as the successor. In other words, if Kinzo-san wanted Craft-san to become the head smoothly, he'd have no reason to go out of his way and display something so dangerous for all to see.
That's right. If you spin the chessboard around, you certainly could say that. It would be odd if he handed over the position of the head normally, but only handed over 20 billion yen in gold to the person who solves the riddle. Kinzo would pass on the title of family head, but he would only give up the 20 billion yen in gold to the person who solved the epitaph. You really couldn't call this passing on the headship in the truest sense.
That's how it is. By this theory, we are able to doubt whether Kinzo-san truly acknowledged Craft-san as his successor.
Wow! Cool, right?
Simply by the existence of the epitaph in that place. This level of reasoning is possible for Furuga Erika. What do you think, Jessica-san?
What the hell? How do you call that reasoning? That's bullshit, it's screwed up! Jessica let her emotions lay bare and glared at Erika. Erika, on the other hand, looked exceedingly calm with an expression that said,
Well, that's just the truth, isn't it?
I see. It looks like table manners aren't the only way this girl is fitting for the Umineko family. It seems she really does match the family, even when it's better if she didn't. Okay, take it easy, Jessica. And Erika, let's leave it at that for now.
Well, we can put all the successor stuff to the side for now. Anyway, there's no doubt that a father's big question for us. It's 20 billion yen! Maria-chan, what would you use it for if you found it?
The golden land isn't just gold, it's a secret place.
Uncle Hideyoshi kept trying to force himself to chuckle and improve the mood. However, everyone else tried to play along, but Jessica's mood didn't get any better. Simply by the existence of the stream, this level of rage bait is possible.
Simply by the existence of this stream, this level of retreat is possible for Umineko. What do you think, everyone?
So, Erika-chan, would you like to have a go at the epitaph's riddle?
Yes! My little grey cells are itching to get started. I'd like to start solving as soon as possible.
George Janiki smoothly turned the conversation around. Just like the time she made everyone laugh in the dining hall, Erika looked about with gleeful eyes and jumped at the chance. I like it. Well, since Erika seems so interested, let's all try and solve it together, just like last year. I'll make some coffee. Raise your hand if you want some. Not for you, Maria. You want to be able to sleep.
Oh, I want to drink black coffee.
Me, I want some coffee.
Don't they get you excited? Riddles like this. I love them.
Erika said that and smiled. Though she must have known that she ticked Jessica off and made the atmosphere sour, she just smiled nonchalantly. She's so nonchalant. Shing, without even waiting for the crime on October 5th, there's a riddle you can solve. I tried to solve it many times myself, but you didn't have a clue, so you gave up and stopped thinking, right? It pissed me off, but I don't have a good counter for that. After all, I don't get the epitaph at all. I don't even know what the beloved hometown means, much less the parts about the Sweetfish River and the key. No. The epitaph is impossible, there's no point in solving it, it gains nothing, it's pointless. Thinking that a few more hints would show up if I waited. I kept on waiting and just stopped thinking. Ryukishi right now is saying, okay bro, if you don't care, maybe care a little, but it's fine if you don't care. I mean, Eva found it, so it has to be on the island. It just has to be in Kuwadorian. It just makes sense if the gold is in Kuwadorian. Like, I know the answer to the riddle without solving anything within the riddle, and that's the bothersome part. Man, whatever. Have you figured out an answer on your own? Because I'm about to solve it. What?
This is where Burns solved the riddle of the epitaph. I expect no less from the Witch of Miracles. If a riddle is solvable, she can solve it without fail, regardless of the difficulty. How many years did it take to solve this one?
That's rude. I only fished through a few hundred fragments.
You really are terrifying.
You aren't going to cheat by suddenly saying the answer in red or something like that, right? Don't worry. Just like you, I follow the rules as a player. Well, shall we begin? It's cramped here. Why don't we talk over the sea?
Okay. Don't get queasy, butler.
What do you mean, the sea? I thought the whole world had turned pitch black, and the next moment I was struck by a strange floating sensation. This must be what it feels like to suddenly have the floor drop from under you, sending you into a bottomless pit. This is Paradox's face from Homestuck. Whoa. When I looked, I saw that the two witches and I had been thrown into a pitch-black universe. In this space, every direction was covered in an endless darkness, and it felt like a limitless expanse filled with countless glittering objects. I'm out. One strike. I got it. Understood. Some people might have likened it to the depths of the ocean, where insurmountable sparkling fragments drifted it. Didn't she tell you not to get queasy?
If you want the concept of gravity, just create it yourself, okay? Come on, come down and look at us. Come on, don't we look like we're just fine? Believe that your feet are on the ground and that you're being controlled by gravity. If you do that, you'll find your equilibrium.
Yes, the two witches are standing normally, as if their feet were planted on transparent pieces of glass. I'm the only one floating about like someone in a rapidly plummeting elevator. When I saw that they were doing just fine, I started calming down, figuring that there was no need to be scared. Then, just as Lambda Delta said, I gritted my teeth and kept telling myself that there was a place to stand here, and that I had to stay calm.
Whoa.
Very good, very good. What's your name?
Ushiramiya Butler. Who else do I look like?
Okay. You mustn't lose your will, emotions, or form. After all, this is the ocean. If you lose your purpose, you'll fall into the depths of eternity and become a scrap of ocean seaweed. Be careful.
I don't get what Lambda Delta's saying, but I should calm down for the time being. It seems that I regain my equilibrium the more I calm down. Gradually, that weird floating feeling like I was falling forever began to disappear. It still felt strange, like trying to stand up straight at the bottom of a deep pool, but it was much better than before. Then, let us begin. I'll weave together some fragments for solving the riddle of the epitaph. Bernkastel opened both of her hands. Then, like a planetarium, all of the fragments throughout the empty space began to spin, leaving tails behind them. The expression planetarium might have been surprisingly fitting. Wait! No, my gosh! My ego! Holy cow! Oh my god, okay. What's going on right now is that the two real-life counterparts to Lambda Delta and Bernkastel are explaining these things to the real catatonic battler right now. And that's why we're in paradox space, because they are outside the confines of the incident, of the family. Those two are in the present. They're in Angie's world, right? In Angie's present. So they exist outside the story. That's why we're in this ocean space area, because they exist outside the story. They're looking from outside in. Yeah. The whole thing with Ronkinjima and the Ushirima family is just a little bubble in paradox space that they're looking in from. That's okay, I get it now. That's why it's these two who are here. Okay, cool. The expression planetarium might have been surprisingly fitting. Multiple fragments were tied together by gold lines, and what looked like constellations zoomed by us rapidly, one after another. It felt almost as though we were dashing through space at an incredible speed. Then, it's strike two. I'm sorry, but this is what happens in the Homestuck epilogues. It's uncanny. Then, with tails of light drifting about behind them, several brightly glowing fragments swirled around Bernkastel. It looked almost like she created her own solar system, with her as the sun. The solar system surrounding Bernkastel grew to a radius large enough to swallow us up. And every once in a while, one of those satellite fragments zoomed right past me. It can't be that good. Spoilers? I can't say more, because if I say more, it is spoilers. But I chose what I said carefully. But I guess, yes, I apologize. And every once in a while, one of those satellite fragments zoomed right past me. Phoenix, you can't say that, otherwise Ruby's gonna celebrate. When those fragments passed by me, it felt as though some kind of memory welled up inside me, so I sensed it. These fragments are probably like a crystallization of memories.
They aren't memories. They're fragments of worlds. Well, I guess they might feel like memories to you.
Then let us begin. Let's start with this fragment. One of the satellites in this solar system was slowly sucked into an inward trajectory with Bernkastel at the center. After drawing spiral and approaching her, it settled down on the palm of Brother Castello's outstretched hand. Then it glittered brightly, painting over the world with pure white. Yeah, it's like Eva found the gold. She saw it. Unless that was Hogswash and she saw it, and she only found the location, but she didn't get to the location because it wasn't on the island. But if she literally found the gold, then it has to be on the island, so... The beloved hometown definitely won't betray our expectations. The only past father had held dear happened during his childhood years. I remember that. This is from the third game, when Aunt Eva was just about to solve the riddle of the epitaph, and was thinking it over with this witch inside her or whatever. That's right. And from these thoughts, she made her way to the correct answer. In other words, this fragment shows a vital hint for reaching the truth. It means that this theory is not mistaken. So you're saying we should assume this beloved hometown isn't a metaphor or anything like that, but the place my father actually spent his youth. That's right. And at the very least, it is in Odawara. Odawara is definitely where he was born, but I don't think that's the hometown he loved. I imagine all of his siblings have the same place in mind. Right. This probably is in Odawara. From what I've heard, he had a very fun time as a youth. That's right. Aunt Eva and her siblings said it was in Odawara. And not only that, it looks like everyone guessed where grandfather's hometown was. Right. And annoyingly, the actual location isn't spoken of in any of the fragments. Well, duh! If I told you that, there'd be too many hints! If it wasn't a hard riddle, there'd be no point to it! Uh-oh, that's a hint too! Just where is his hometown of grandfather's? We can't even start if we don't know that. You mean you couldn't start? Sure you stopped thinking? Since it had to be a place where he could have lived, the number of possibilities is limited. Well, this is the toughest part. You were the witch who could have certainly solved any riddle that can't be solved, weren't you? So you took those limited possibilities. In other words, everywhere on Earth and considered every single place of land that grandfather might have lived on. That would work too, but that way no amount of time would be enough. So I needed to take some more hints into consideration to wring out the answer. Didn't you say it yourself? You said it didn't have to be a river with water flowing down it. If the word sweet fish is too complicated, why not forget it? I am thinking. They're about to give the answer, so I shouldn't think too hard when they're about to tell me. Bringing up the AI ChatGPT letter. Remember the answer's arc's title was mistranslated. Right now, either you get it or not. You are getting the petals for solving the episode. I think he noticed anyways. He's thinking of throwing answer for the episode's not here. Yeah, right. I know. Well, thank you for reminding me of the Israel ChatGPT message. I want to look up fun facts about sweetfish to see if I don't like Eva's saying here. I don't think it's about a river, water, or sweetfish, but I want to read fun facts about sweetfish to see if I can connect them to anything. Is sweetfish a commonly used Japanese name for people or for peasants, for kind people, for women is like a catcall. So I won't look it up, but I'm just going through options here that I wish I could look up. Because I'm thinking that the river is supposed to represent a road or a path. Well, I guess no. It has to be more specific than a path, because if it's just follow the path, like, yeah, it's literally, it would be behold the path and then follow its path downstream. Like, it's just saying path 2 times. No. It can't be something you can traditionally walk. So road is more likely. It could be a road, since you can't walk on. I mean, you can walk on a road, but it wouldn't be smart, because it's better to use a car. So it could be a road. I mean, this is pointless. This is what I mean. Even if I solve a little piece of the puzzle, how can I won't get the full answer. Because if these are actually based in Japanese geography, I don't know anything about Japan. Skip 30 minutes. Because another thought came to me. Again, another fun fact that I wish I could look up. Are sweet fish commonly used, like, for sardines? Like sardines are sardines, right? There's no other fish that can be a sardine. But is sardine a type of sweet fish? Or are sweet fish commonly packed in tins, like sardines? I'm thinking that because of which again, the phrase could be an English phrase, so it wouldn't even work for this, which is a Japanese riddle. Because I was thinking of the phrase packed like sardines, like when you go into a subway and it gets so packed, especially in Japan. Japan is very well known for having extremely packed subways, so it's like they're all packed like sardines in a subway. But I am assuming packed like sardines is a English saying. It wouldn't translate to Japanese. So, number one, it's pointless to see it that way when it's not Japanese. And number two, if the river is supposed to be a railway and a subway, so what? Am I supposed to know Japanese geography? And Japan is known for having a ginormous railway line. So how am I supposed to connect anything from that? So no, it's pointless. Not in a quadrillion. Yeah, I know. Like, I think I would be satisfied if I could determine what each piece of the puzzle means, like that, like the subway. But in no world do I actually find the location of the gold, because I am assuming that requires me to have knowledge of Japanese geography, which is not happening. So yeah, that's as far as this goes. Moving on. Think of a river. Linking it with a family tree wasn't a bad idea. Try thinking about how to link a river with something else along those lines. A sweet fish river running through the hometown. However, this river isn't truly a river. Have I thought of something else? Something that could be linked with a river? Sure. But if it isn't a river, then why the sweet fish? Think. A river that runs through the hometown. But it isn't a river with water running down it. Something that can be linked to a river. Behold the sweet fish river running through the beloved hometown. Eva knew what this hometown was, so she could forget about the sweet fish hint. Like, if I knew the hometown, which I don't. I feel like I should, but I don't. I could look up, okay Google, show me this Japanese town, and if there's a railway going down it, then boom, bada bing, bada boom, right? But I don't know nothing. Anyway, moving on.
However, we don't know where it is. This could be a hint for us.
Mad Pat, help me. Mad Pat, help me. If Mad Pat was doing game theory back when these episodes were coming out, oh man, those game theory episodes would have been awesome. Yeah, it's gonna show you the things from the... Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're also right. Like, things change. Whatever. Impossible. So, to solve the riddle, you need to know Japanese geography and Japanese history. Heck no. I worry too much.
I worried too much about the Sweetfish River. The Sweetfish part didn't really matter that much at all, did it?
That isn't true. It was an excellent hint, wasn't it?
Well, of course, maybe there was no need for it to be Sweetfish.
What are these sweet fish? If the river isn't a literal river, then of course sweet fish probably doesn't mean the kind of fish that swims. Just made some... Oh crap, he really wanted no one to solve this. And I don't get it. I don't... Stolen from Umineko. I also don't get it, like... How is the No. Okay, I'm gonna say something real dumb right now, okay? Everyone prepare your hee-hees and ha-has in Umineko. But I don't understand how the location of the gold is important. Like, why did he make such a purposefully hard to solve riddle for something that isn't that grand in the scheme of things? But as I'm saying that, my gears are turning that the riddle is not meant for the reader. It's not our problem. It was so hard because it doesn't really matter for us. Cool. We know that the gold is in Kuodorian, or we know that the gold is in, I don't know, Hokkaido, whatever. It's in some little village that got burned down in World War II, and that's where the gold is. That means nothing to us. The reason it's so hard is because we need to think about it in universe, what it means to the family. Kinso, let's not think of it as Ryukishi. Let's think about it that Kinso made this riddle purposefully hard to torment the family. And because he also didn't want anyone to actually find the gold. He likes to gamble, so he made it so it's possible, but in reality it's nearly impossible to solve it. Because he doesn't want anyone to solve the gold, and it was just made to keep up the story of Beatrice, to give Beatrice's existence some weight, that she really did give him gold and that it's possible for someone else to find it, so it feels more real, so that he can convince himself that she is real, right? Because we know that that's not real. So it's also not just for the family, but for himself, so he can convince himself that it is all real. And also, it's just to torment the family by giving them something so hard that A, they could fight over because he wants them to be fighting over things, and B, just to give them hope and to distract them from doing other more useful things and just waste their time trying to solve this. So yeah, that's why it's extremely hard and why the answer wouldn't really benefit us at all, because it isn't for us at all. It's for the family, it's for the characters, not for us. That's what I think right now, but whatever, man, moving on. I don't care, you're stupid.
Yeah, and on top of that, Rosa tossed it aside, saying that sweet fish weren't that significant.
On the other hand, Eva said it wasn't important for them to be sweet fish, but that it was still an excellent hint. In other words, the sweet fish is a key to make you think of something else. If that something is a different word, but a word that sweet fish makes you think of, then Eva's line about how it probably didn't have to be sweet fish makes sense.
From these thoughts, Aunt Eva formed some theory. Went to the library, looked through some books, and verified that she was right. She was looking up the fish encyclopedia. In short, Aunt Eva formed some theory about the true nature of the sweet fish river running through her hometown. Then she opened a certain book to determine whether that theory was correct or not. In other words, this theory was something that could be verified through some kind of book.
And also, after she figured out what the Sweetfish River was, she figured out the rest of the riddle very quickly. I mean, if I am correct, then yeah, it makes sense. If you look up a book that has a map of older Japan, and if you already know what the Kinzo's hometown is, and you see that there's a railway under that hometown, literally just follow it and it will lead you to the goal. So my problem right now is that I don't know what his hometown was. Whatever. Good thinking. The epitaph continues on, saying as you travel down the river, you will see a village. At that point in time, Eva had indeed solved it. 3 lines starting with this one. What is this village? What does it mean? Do you find one or do you go down the river? If you go down the river. Running from my eyes, the pieces that I hadn't been able to understand at all began to snap into place all by themselves. I couldn't even remember how to close my open mouth. My throat grew completely dry. Is it really okay for this to be the answer? Really? Really? So, we figure out what the Sweetfish River running through the hometown is. That leads us directly to understand that as you travel down the river, you will see a village stuff, and then we get the key to the Golden Land. Correcto. And we know that because even Eva didn't know that the village meant until she checked the book. Damn it! Just what is this book? It's also very clever here. Well, maybe I'm about to be shot down, but it's also very clever to make it seem like it's a book, so we think it's something that you can read and learn, when I assume the reality is that it's a map, not a book. Like, it's a book, but with a map on it. So she didn't have to read anything, she just had to see it. And that's another part that's like a red herring, and it's tricking you. But this isn't 6 characters at all. I'm absolutely sure this is the answer, but this doesn't reach 6 characters at all. Did you stop thinking again? In that case, think of a way you can read it with 6 characters. I remember this part. I remember I went a little bit crazy over the 6 characters thing back when I streamed it. I don't remember at all what I said though. If you can think of one, then research it. There has to be an answer. You must not doubt that. Oh, is believing in that too much for you? If only you just cry yourself to sleep and then you can just give up and die. I feel like this is the one part that I could solve if I knew what word I was going for. Because back when I was studying Japanese, I did learn how to read it. I just didn't understand it. Like, I knew how to read the characters on the page, but I didn't know what vocabulary. I didn't learn Japanese vocabulary. I just learned the characters. So I could maybe be able to read the 6 characters here, but I wouldn't know what they mean. You could technically solve some bits. I mean, I think that's what I'm doing maybe, but yeah, that's what my goal right now, I don't care about solving it because I don't think I can. My goal is just to say, hey, I knew that once they reveal the answer. Like, a little bit. Especially with the awesome hints that we were collectively given out by your spectators, alright? Whatever, man. Whatever. So, is believing in that too much for you? If only you just cry yourself to sleep and then you can just give up and die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. 6 characters. I found it. This. key to the Golden Land! Ku wa do ri a. Kuwadorian is 6 characters. It's 4 syllables and then 1 A and 1 N, which the A and the N are singular characters in Japanese. That must be it. Yeah, I know, whatever. It's just, I am the believer that the gold is in Kumadorian, so I was checking, and it is 6 characters, but your mama, I don't care. Then Eva found the key to the Golden Land. Yeah, and this key was some kind of word, number, or string of characters, 6 characters long. And that's it. If we know the key's true identity has 6 characters, then naming of the first twilight changes drastically. On the first twilight offers the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices. The 6 chosen by the key. 6 characters. In other words, it means to sacrifice the 6 characters chosen by the key to the first twilight. IQ 2. Alright. This key indicates a certain group of 6 people. No, we should say it indicates a certain group of 6 things. If this doesn't mean a literal command to offer sacrifices. For example, it could be an anagram.
An anagram? Do you mean playing with letters?
Yes, Kairi-san has been thinking that way ever since that moment. Wait, can we skip all this? I don't care, bro. I don't care. This is stupid. Sucker Mary Barrels Delta. On the second twilight, there are those who remain. Which means that at the very least, that's something as a limited number of characters. You could read it like it's telling you to continue with the remaining characters after the first 6 are removed. In other words, at the first twilight we take a list of characters that's longer than 6. Kill the 6 that are the key, and then do something with the characters that remain. I know I said this. I'm not pitting nothing, I'm not modding anyone. Wait, they're already mod. Whatever. I said this last time. And I did. I just, not fervently. I probably still won't go fervently, but I wanna continue learning more. Hopefully, Japanese vocabulary, so I can get a little step closer to what word has. Yeah, man, whatever. I don't care. That's right. But like Kiria said, what should we kill the characters from? We don't know this longer string of characters that we're supposed to be killing from. On the first twilight, kill the 6 characters that are the key. On the first twilight, in other words, by the time we reach the first twilight, some string of characters already exists. That might be a set of Japanese characters. But knowing grandfather's taste, could it be something in English? I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing for this stupid nothing burger riddle. That isn't even for me. It's for the characters. Not even for me. I gain nothing. I gain nothing from this. The first twilight has more than 6 characters, even though the Japanese phrase has just 4. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. We're back to dealing with actual good characters.
Good. The idea of yours isn't bad, Butler-san. We can interpret the 6 sacrifices chosen by the key as a string of 6 characters. I think it's a very clever concept. That way, the key doesn't necessarily have to be key-shaped.
Now keep going in circles and complaining again for 30 minutes. It's good content. Shut up. Song. Volume up. Banger. Good. What is this little whimsical, jaunty little theme? Wait. I've heard this before. I've heard this song before. Absolutely I have. Is this song a remake? Or like using a sample from another song? Or have I just watched YouTube videos that have used this song without knowing it's from Umineko? I've heard this. On all my toes, I have heard this song before. It's so familiar. This is some Final Fantasy or Legend of Zelda song, dude. Dude, this is from Secret of Mana. There's no way this is from Umineko. I swear I played an RPG with this song. Also, it's in episode 3. I don't remember it. I remember... Maybe that's... My mind is just confusing me, but... This bothered me. Whatever, moving on. It just has to sound familiar to a Legend of Zelda song or something, and it's confusing me. Oh! No, maybe it is that, because that scene really stuck with me. So maybe the song that played during it also stuck with me. I also consider the possibility that it's an anagram.
Come to think of it, you did say something like that before. But in that case, where do we take the 6 characters out from?
That's right. Since we're talking 6 characters out, it must be at least 6 characters long. We need to read in some way that gives it more than 6 characters. If we follow Father's sensibilities, I guess it probably is English after all. Shut up. I'll think about it off stream. Next stream I'll come back with a presentation. I won't, but maybe.
If it looks like we're getting stuck, why don't we move on to the second Twilight and look for hints? Those who remain are Terrapod the 2 who are close. We can probably think of those who remain as the remaining characters after the 6 have been taken out.
In that case, what does it mean by 2 characters that are close? I see. I get it. So that's what this is all about. For example, let's take the following list of 9 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, let's say that the 6 characters offered as sacrifices are 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9. In that case, we erase the aforementioned 6 characters from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and get x2, x4, 5, x.
So, 2, 4, and 5 are left. So what?
Oh, 4 and 5 are close.
Yeah, I get it! So the 2 who are close are...
x2, x4, 5, xx.
Hashtag, yep.
There's a gap between 2 and 4, but 5 and 4 and 5 are right next to each other. They're the 2 who are close.
Good done. Well done, Butler-san. We can't tell whether Terrapod means to crush 5, 4 and 5, or to put a gap between them, but I think that's a good observation.
Then what do you think about the third twilight? Those who remain shall praise my noble name.
There's a good chance that we're playing with letters. This might be the same thing. The characters that remain shall praise my noble name.
That's tough. What could it mean?
Does anyone know? I think I do.
Okay, I'll say it. I thought it was too stupid, so I didn't say it. But what I was thinking is that the name Kinso, because again, they're spelled with kanji. I am only thinking in hiragana, not in kanji. So I'm already off the mark. That's why I thought I was stupid. I'm gonna say it anyways. Kinso has the characters ki and the N. No. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I don't care. Huh? What is it? Tell me. Is this also an anagram?
Once again, good Butler-san, you're a pretty flexible thinker.
By anagram, you mean playing with letters, right? That means... In other words, maybe you can make some kind of word by changing the order of the remaining letters. There's also the fact that Kinso's name might have a U at the end of it. That's more of a Japanese thing, but there's some... No, not Japanese. That's more of a Chinese thing. But some Japanese words still borrow the U at being next to the O. So it could be more than the characters that are in Kinso. It could be one extra. Whatever, I don't care. Yeah, if so, I might be getting ahead of myself with this theory. But maybe the original list of characters that the first twilight removed from is 11 characters long. 1 second.
Well done again. I reached the same conclusion.
Why is that? Why do you think there are 11 characters?
We think killing a single sacrifice means crushing a single character. If we interpret the terror part of the second twilight to mean adding a gap between two characters, then there are 11 characters total. If terror part means to crush those two characters, then we can assume that there are 13 characters. After all, from the 4th twilight to the 8th twilight, the word kill appears 5 times, and then on the 9th twilight is written that none shall be left alive.
If we ignore the part about the witch reviving for now, I figured that after crushing the first 6, separating the characters that are close and then crushing 5 more of them, there should be no characters left. So that makes 6 plus 5 or 11 characters. If tearing apart the 2 who are close in the second twilight means to kill both of them, that makes 6 plus 2 plus 5 for 13 characters. There's a chance that the word symbolizing the first twilight has 11 or 13 characters. Wait, it couldn't be that easy, could it?
Wonderfully done. That's the exact same theory I thought of. It looks like you were gifted with excellent little grey cells, just like a wee butler son.
Hey, quit it. Just doing what comes naturally. Don't stop it, you. Holy banger. Hey, what the hell? The piece me's pretty damn smart. There's no room left for me to make theories. Sitting back down.
Oh, sorry about that. You weren't around at this point, so I just controlled your piece for you. Isn't it nice how smart I made you look?
You look smarter when Vern's playing for you. Why not step down as the player and concentrate on being a piece instead?
I joined on the game partway through, well after the first murders occurred on October 5th. That means the piece called me was controlled by the player Bernkastel. So I guess that means it's possible for Bernkastel's reasoning to be announced through my mouth. The game I'm watching now is nothing more than a replay of a part that's already ended. However, that's probably good enough for now. After all, this Bernkastel Sama is going out of her way to solve the epitaph for me. I'll watch closely for now. Not everything requires a reaction. And I'll try to find out what it means. Lambda Delta let it slip herself just a second ago.
Well, duh. If I told you that, there'd be too many hints. If it wasn't a hard riddle, there'd be no point to it. Uh-oh, that's a hint too.
+2, -1 strike. Yes, dude! Yes! Thank you. I looked away for a sec, thought I was actually in it. I'm glad. I keep doing this little bit where I sometimes add something in. No one reacts to it ever, so I'm glad this one got a reaction. This theory about grandfather creating the epitaph in order to choose a successor isn't bad at all. Erika and Bernkastel's logic is extremely reasonable. But that's only if we assume grandfather was the one who created. Which he was, buddy. He was probably alive at the time the epitaph was displayed. But of course, grandfather is already dead by 1986. And in the game up until now, Beatriz threatened us repeatedly with letters saying that the only way to survive was to solve the epitaph, and trying to force us to solve the riddle. In other words, it was Beatriz's intention, her hope, that we would try solving the riddle of the epitaph. The epitaph is so confusing that, in most cases, the relatives never seriously tried solving it until the threatening letters started to arrive. That's why Beatriz fired the starting pistol that made us take a go at it. Why is Beatriz carrying out grandfather's will after his death? Like the theory proposed in the first game, is Beatriz really grandfather's confidant, who's following his orders even after his death and trying to select a successor with the riddle of the epitaph in grandfather's stead? If she did that, it would mean Beatriz really was Kinsey's trusted underling. The family alchemist she claimed to be in that letter. This episode sucks when Natsuki is not on screen, bro. After grandfather's death, Beatriz managed the 10 tons of gold and took the title of alchemist. She was entrusted with the epitaph's riddle, and without ever embezzling the gold, she waited for her human fitting to be the successor to appear and solve it. Sigh. Agree. And if the human didn't appear within a set time limit, would that be game over? Certainly, Aunt Eva, who solved the riddle in the third game, became the only survivor and automatically the final head of the Ushiraya family, inheriting everything. Up until now, no one has ever survived past October 5th except Aunt Eva, the one who solved the epitaph. That was the only case where Beatriz has let anyone survive. Is Beatriz's loyalty to grandfather the thing that drove her? Was she so loyal that she faithfully carried out some terrible order to kill everyone if the epitaph wasn't solved? I must not stop thinking. Don't stop thinking. Don't just think of the riddle itself. Think about why it's significant. Why is Beatriz telling us to solve the epitaph? Why is she making us solve such a confusing epitaph? If Beatrice makes us try and solve this epitaph, we have no real chance of solving. And by some lucky chance, a miracle occurs and someone is able to solve it. What significance would that have to her? I don't know, but such a miracle would be worth the battle. Anyway, until we figure out the first fight, we'll have to give up on the rest. We tried looking at it from several different angles, but in the end we got stuck there and made no further advances. Maria let out an extra large yawn. This caused several other people to yawn. We'd been using our heads so much that everyone had gotten a little sleepy. Jessica, who had been silent and irritated the whole time, quickly stood up. I'm going upstairs with Maria. I'll watch TV or something. Okay, I'll go up too. Hey, why don't we all play cards upstairs? When George proposed this, Maria completely forgot about the big yawn of hers and started jumping around and insisted that she wanted to play cards. According to the clock, it was already 10 o'clock at night. It was already about time that you normally take a bath and get ready for sleep. Even the adults seemed pretty weary from the traveling. We decided to continue this later and went about our separate ways. Will you play cards with us too, Erika-chan?
I appreciate the sentiment. I overstepped my bounds a little, forgetting that I'm a simple guest. I'd like to take it easy and rest for the night. I almost forgot I was recently in an accident.
Seriously? You're in such high spirits it's hard to believe you almost drowned.
That's good for you. Still, I enjoyed it. I think we've taken a big step in our reasoning things to you. If I find the gold, I'll let you have about 1 million yen worth.
Can you at least offer a poor girl 100 million?
No need to bother. I'm really interested in solving the riddle. Well then, if you'll excuse me, good night.
Yeah, night. Oh, you're only going upstairs, Butler-kun? I'm getting a bit interested. I'll think it's through here just a bit longer. If I can just figure out the list of characters that makes the first Twilight, I bet the road before me will open up all at once. Thank you, Yules. I also noticed when you said tomes, it was quite humorous. Thank you.
Everyone went up to the second floor one by one. Only Aunt Rosa remained behind, cleaning up the coffee cups everyone had been drinking out of. Kairi-san and some others had offered to help, but Rosa had refused and was washing them all alone. Since I'd just been treated to such a delicious coffee, I decided to help too. I wasn't just doing it because I felt obligated. I wanted to discuss in the epitaph with someone. The first Twilight. Aunt Rosa, have you thought of some list of characters or a word?
No, I don't have a clue. But instead of the first Twilight, it's the 10th Twilight that bugs me.
The 10th Twilight? What about it?
Well, at the end here, it says you received the Golden Lands for treasures once and for the last time, right?
Yeah, it does.
Why mention that you're reaching the Golden Land just once and then say it's for the last time? It's almost as though he's repeating the same things twice. I'm just wondering whether he had some reason for putting it like that.
You're right. Like you said, there's got to be a more straightforward way of saying that. The line should have been a key part of the riddle, where you wouldn't expect the writer to waste words needlessly. Could it have been done for some special purpose?
Still, you and that Erika-chan girl are incredible. Your minds really are flexible. I'm already an old lady, and my brain just doesn't work that fast. That theory about the 6 chosen by the key signifying 6 characters to be removed was very impressive. After hearing that, I can't see it as being any other way. But before then, I didn't think it was like that at all. I'm feeling let down by my own good mind.
That's not true. You got a flexible mind yourself, Aunt Rosa. This last time thing might be really important somewhere down the line.
Not at all. My mind's still very stiff. Up until now, I've always thought that this first Twilight was nothing more than a place 1/10 of the way to the road to the Golden Land.
What's that? Sounds interesting. Mind telling me about it?
After all, in the line before the first twilight, it says you must travel to the Golden Land, right? The next path describes a journey that lasts 10 days, so I thought the first twilight would be part of the way through the journey.
A journey. I see.
Then the journey begins, and when you set up camp at the first twilight, you offer the 6 sacrifices. So I thought, where is the place? How many kilometers from the starting point? Things like that. Don't tell anyone this, okay? I'm not very clever, so for a long time I read the home kanji as Kyo when it's probably Sato. And Kyo reminds you of Kyoto, right? It's often shortened to Kyo. So I thought that the 10-day trip might be between father's home and Kyoto, and there might be something hidden 1/10 of the way there.
Are you kidding? That's a brilliant idea. And the first holiday is the first stop on that 10-day journey. The name of that place might be the key to moving forward.
For my 10-day theory to work, you'll have to know both the start point and the end point. I know the start point. I know the hometown father loved. The place father spent his time when he was a boy really is far away. But the problem is the goal, the Golden Land. What does that really mean? If we don't know that, my theory gets us nowhere. I've been stuck on this spot for a long time. But after listening to your reasoning today, I realize what an embarrassing mistake I've been making.
No, I think that's still an interesting idea. A start and a goal. A 10-day journey. And the place reached at the very first twilight.
Believe it or not, I think you might solve this one easily, Badverkun. If you do solve it with your own hint, share some with me. Even 5% would be great. It's a promise.
Despite being my aunt, she gave me a smile and a wink which would have made a man's heart jump. As I helped her wash the coffee cups, I kept pondering the epitaph riddle in silence. If it wasn't embarrassing, I wish I had a face cam, because when I said that last part, I flicked my nose and also winked before they said anything. After I finished shopping on Rosa, I passed through the corridor on my way to the bathroom and saw Erika unlocking the door to the room on my path. And I thought your room was on the 2nd floor. Figured you'd gone upstairs and had fallen asleep by now.
I was just searching for something. I thought it might be here.
Searching for something? Erika unlocked the door and opened it. A dusty smell drifted out. It was the library. For a library, the gaps between bookshelves were extremely small. This was obviously built for storing books, not reading them. Do not dare to facecam for the end of this episode. You don't want that outro on the internet for you. But that just makes me want to do it more. We'll see. We'll see. This was obviously built for storing books, not reading them. So it's a book you're searching for.
Not necessarily a book, but materials, I guess you could say. There's something I've just got to look up.
You're looking for something to do with the epitaph riddle? Pretty impressive that you haven't given up yet. Is the 20 billion yen that enticing? I hadn't given up either. Apparently being stubborn is something we both share.
Of course not. I'm only interested in solving puzzles. I search for the code only to prove my reasoning correct. Even if I found it, I wouldn't pocket it for myself, so have no fears on that score.
She immediately cast my comment aside, saying that she just liked solving riddles and had no interest at all in the gold. I thought she was pretty weird from the start, and it looks like that impression was spot on. Erika slowly circled the bookshelf, searching for the book she was after. I'm also trying to solve the epitaph right now. Oh yeah, just a second ago I heard something interesting from Aunt Rosa, which might give us a hint about the first twilight.
Let me hear it.
Erika asked this without stopping her search or even turning to face me. In the line before the first twilight, it says that the one who obtains the key must do so and so.
The one who obtains the key must then travel to the golden line in accordance with these rules.
Wow, you already got it memorized. Guess I shouldn't be surprised.
And what about that?
Yeah, you gotta travel to the golden land, right? Apparently this made Rosa think about the 10th twilight. In other words, going on a 10-day journey from the beloved hometown to the golden land.
Actually, I haven't really noticed that myself. You start with a place reaching the first day on the 10-day journey. That's where you make the sacrifices from.
Yeah, that's what Rosa thought of too. I think the theory is pretty intriguing. We're looking for the place you reach on the first day of the 10-day journey. That bit of land, or else the name of that region, might be a key.
I also guessed that the place's name might be a key. That's why I'm looking for materials. I want to turn my guess into certainty.
Just what are you looking for? Then Erika's hand suddenly stopped and she slowly pulled it out. As she dusted it off, she finally looked at me and spoke.
It's an atlas.
Chat, what's an atlas? Is it a globe? Is it a map of the world? Because the Greek figure, Atlas, is the one that holds up the world. It's a book of maps. Yeah, I thought so. So I was right! Yippee, yippee, hooray! Yippee, yippee, hooray! Yippee, hooray! I knew that the book wasn't a book to read. It was a map. Oh. Nice. There we go. I'm happy. I solved enough of the riddle. I can give up now. Oh, Nazi! I'm sorry, but I have to stop here. Oh. But now we know that next stream is gonna go hard because Natsumi's back. Weeful is reminiscing about the lives lost. What are you on about? But yes, we're done here. We're done. Good stream. Didn't go on too long, thankfully. Just in time, so I can go get busy. But now, I shall depart forever. I mean, yeah, that was... yeah, I'm with Ruby here. It was nothing crazy. It's just good stream. We got some thinking in about the epitaph and what it means and all of that. But yeah, this was definitely a filler stream. Next one, Natsuhi's back, and I can sit up. There's something? Okay. One sec. I'll put it on stream. The person. How do you remember such an old message? Okay. Planned. It was a good idea to read Homestuck before Umineko. It has truly helped me solve Umineko. Creature. I ain't seen any panels of her. No. Okay. Those reacts do not inspire confidence. Let's go. I love her. That's so cute. That's so cute. Please. I'm sorry. Oh, the manga's a masterpiece, dude. You're all so lucky. You all had to give up the anime to get this masterpiece of a manga, you know? Who needs anime, okay? This manga already did everything right. She is. The gift. Okay, whatever. I'm out. Bye. I guess. What is Sim saying? Nothing, I suppose. Alright, I'm out. Farewell. GG's on all that. Next stream. Next week. Bye, and thank you for watching. Have a grandiose day.